recognizing and honoring March as National Women's History Month. Whereas American women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our nation in countless recorded and unrecorded ways, and whereas in Milpitas, inspiring women have made a difference and paved the way for other women in their respective fields, such as Karina Dominguez, the youngest Latina council member who is a former vice mayor for the city of Milpitas, City Council Vice Mayor Carmen Montano, and City Council Member Evelyn Chua. School Board President Kelly Yip Chuan and School Board Member Han Lian, both active leaders in the community. MUSD Assistant Superintendent Wendy Jang, Executive Directors Priti Johari and Mary Jude Doring-Pinhas, and Superintendent Cheryl Jordan, who earned her way up the MUSD ranks over the last 3 decades, from classroom teacher to superintendent of schools.
Whereas in Santa Clara County, influential women have risen to prominence, such as Supervisor Cindy Chavez, former San Jose Mayor Susan Hammer, who served as the city's mayor from 1991 to 1999, and County Superintendent of Schools Dr. Mary Ann Dewan, and many more. Whereas throughout the United States, strong women have garnered a special place in our history, such as Kamala Harris, the first woman and woman of color to serve as vice president, Michelle Obama, the first African American First Lady, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the youngest woman to serve in Congress, Harriet Tubman, best known for ushering slaves to freedom through the Underground Railroad, Amelia Earhart, the first female aviator to fly solo across the Atlantic, Rosa Parks, who helped launch the Civil Rights Movement, Sandra Day O'Connor, the first female Supreme Court Justice who served 24 years, tennis great Billie Jean King, who beat Bobby Riggs in the Battle of the Sexes, Sally Ride, the first American woman in space, U.S. Representative Nancy Pelosi, the first female Speaker of the House, and the list goes on.
Whereas women of every race, class, and ethnic background served as early leaders in the forefront of every major progressive social change movement, such as the women's suffrage movement, #MeToo movement, March for Our Lives, and the Women's March. Whereas American women have been leaders not only in securing their own rights of suffrage and equal opportunity, but also in the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, the industrial labor movement, the civil rights movement, climate change, and other movements, especially the peace movement, which create a more fair and just society for all.
Whereas American women have served our country courageously in the military, such as 4-star General Anne E. Dunwoody and Commodore Grace Hopper, who had a destroyer named after her, the USS Hopper DDG-70, as was the Cray XE-6 Hopper supercomputer. Whereas the rights of women have been challenged throughout history, culminating in legislation such as, in 1920, the 19th Amendment to the Constitution is ratified, ensuring the right of women to vote. In 1963, President John F. Kennedy signed into law the Equal Pay Act, prohibiting sex-based wage discrimination between men and women performing the same job in the same workplace. In 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act into law. Title VII bans employment discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, or sex. In 1994, President Bill Clinton signed the Violence Against Women Act, providing funding for programs that help victims of domestic violence, rape, sexual assault, stalking, and other gender-related violence. And in 2013, the U.S. military removes a ban against women serving in combat positions.
Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of Milpitas Unified School District that March is designated as Women's History Month, passed and adopted by the Milpitas Unified School District Board of Education at a meeting held on March 8, 2022 by the following vote.